Everything that we look at and we judge as dark and evil has its roots in basic human needs and the manipulative ways we go about meeting them.
And you think that this is just growing. What is it that allows it to grow inside the collective humanity?
The fact that our attention is not on it.
Like if a weed grows and your attention isn't on it.
But there's also this sort of numbing that I find also is happening. Like you see how people's attention is just drawn. Like there's so many terrible things. There's wars, there's people dying, there's so many issues on the planetary level, but everyone is more focused on just putting their attention on, the social media like TikToks and the idolization of celebrities and famous people and like...
Which is about needs. We should talk about that one.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
What is up with that?
Where does that need come from? What do you make of
Which one? Which one are we talking about?
Oh my goodness, the cultural shift towards, let's start with
the numbing and the idolization of famous celebrities and these...
Fame for fame's sake, which, by the way, has been shown to be one of the greatest drives in children right now that are in middle school age, is fame for fame's sake. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Define fame for fame's sake.
It means fame that does not serve a purpose other than the ultimate aim, which is, I have fame.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that, I think it is definitely running rampant right now. And it's interesting to hear you say the middle school thing, but I think even when people were, like when I was younger, it had already permeated into society in a way that it was like people wanted to be actors because they wanted to be famous, not because they wanted to express something, or people wanted to
be involved in the art of it. It's more about, just being in the spotlight or having the most followers. And it's like this place from the ego that it comes through, right? Like
where does this fame from fame's sake come from?
There's no escaping this. Fame for fame's sake it's about needs. If I swear this whole conversation is going to stem down to this.
Really?
Basic needs are at the heart of absolutely everything. Everything. The movements you see within society today, this need for fame's sake. Embedded in all of these obsessions and these cultural trends are basic human needs. They need to be seen. They need to be valued. They need to be able to bring about what one wants. That's the power. Power is really ultimately just power for manifestation. When we say this person has power, it means that they have the capacity to bring about what they want. That's it. That's a basic human need.
Yeah.
Recognition. Significance. They want to be able to live the life that a celebrity gets to live, you see? So it's just needs. It's people have recognized a venue through which to meet their most basic needs, and many of them at once. That's not to say that they understand what the reality is there, but that is the picture that is painted. And that is something that I think about on a daily basis, because we are setting that image in people's heads. We're doing that.
By this?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, I can tell you why. Because the people who are watching this, there are many people who have a 9-to-5 job. They would rather be having this kind of a conversation. What they want to bring about is sitting in a fancy room. What they want to bring about is being able to have these types of conversations where they're connecting with each other instead of making people their macchiatos.
Right.
So what we're selling them is the idea that that's our life right now. They have no idea what's gone into setting this room up. Nor do we show them. Any more than somebody who's famous in Hollywood shows them what your life looks like when you can't even leave the front gate of your house. And you can't trust any human relationships because everybody wants something. And you see, it doesn't matter. I mean, a human being sees something that represents their basic needs, and then they aim themselves directly at it.
Even if they don't truly understand what they're aiming at.
Yeah. And social media's made this 10 times worse because we're selling overlays, and we're not even doing it intentionally. Some of us are like, I need people to see that I'm successful. I need people to see that I'm feeling good no matter what. But I'm even thinking about people who are part of this authenticity movement, myself. I can't tell you how many times I've been bawling, crying on the floor, being like, I hate my life. I'm really doubting my career right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so here's a moment. Here's the opportunity. Do I want to show people this?
And?
It doesn't feel right still. It's like it's not like, oh, this is the moment to be like,
and some people do that. I've seen actually on social media, they'll take photos of themselves crying to try and show.
But then the idea is, are they doing that because it's the
exactly.
psyop of themselves
to
show.
still get that gratification. Like, yes,
Exactly.
good job. Like you're showing your realness, you know?
Exactly.
So
how
it's
do you,
like,
I mean, so how do you navigate that? I mean, you're in a space, and so are we, where I think we do our best to try to portray
ourselves.
Ourselves.
Yeah.
The thing that I find is fascinating when you talk about this room is the second we turn these cameras on, we are fighting an urge of like to embody an identity that we think we're supposed to be versus the truth of what we actually are.
Yep.
And I think that's one of the reasons we embarked upon this podcast is because that is a challenge I'm up for because it's crazy.
Well,
it's
I think,
a crazy thing. We press record and you're just like, be yourself. But there's everything in the world telling you that you should be something else.
I think also when you have a specific image, right? Like for ourselves, we come from a place where we've built a business and a career on being yogis and bringing yoga and meditation and like this just calm, beautiful lifestyle of being in nature. And again, like you're saying, people don't actually understand how much work and how hard it is to do what we do. But people all of a sudden have this perception of this is who you are. And then you sit in front of a microphone and you're just having a regular conversation and you're sharing things that, you know, maybe some people all of a sudden are like, wow, I didn't know you had this kind of view on this topic, you know, because they all of a sudden don't know you personally. They just know you as this yoga
or that
teacher.
you're not perfect,
or that you're not you're human
you just don't meet
being.
whatever that is, that image. So because you do that incredibly well. And I've heard you say to a fault, like I've heard you say that I sometimes am so authentic that it hurts the arc of whatever most people would say is a successful path that you should be aiming for.
Yep.
Why do you value the expression or the pursuit of the expression of your authentic self over the pursuit of reinforcing that which people believe you should be for them?
Because I believe that if I sit here giving people the image of the spiritually transcendent being that they expect, that they will disown aspects of themselves that by the disowning of them make them more sick. This is the profound illness that has been created by spiritual teachers, and not even intentionally. It became intentional. But it's like a self-fulfilling loop. People reject in their leaders and their teachers certain things, and then in order to be taken seriously, you can't show them those aspects because they will throw out the baby with the bathwater. But then at the same time, if you embody that level of perfection, that's what they expect of themselves. And so they reject everything that is central to themselves. Instincts, feelings, needs, especially if they're wrong, but they don't go anywhere. So now the shadow can run rampant on the earth. So I'm seeing this as like an illness within mankind and not really wanting to perpetuate it, oftentimes to my own demise.